Greetings and good day, YouTube and Twitch highlight watchers. How are you doing today? I myself am pretty excited to continue where we last left off in our kingdom build. I am going to probably do something I don't normally do on stream, and you're probably gonna like. Well, I say this, but I've made a rule. I've changed the rule a little bit where I will snack on stream. I'm gonna qualify this as snack, right? And what that is my favorite snack of all time, beef jerky. All right. Today what we are going to be doing is, you see all this water here? Well, we need to make that water not be there. So, or not that, the lack of water, I should say. So, what we are going to do is, instead of breaking the block, because I figured it out, it will work if there are, like, if there's a node right there, like a water source node at the bottom, it will fill in. But if there isn't, it won't register and it will not count as a node. So you'd have to fill it in manually to fill in the bottom node automatically. I don't know how to word it better, if there is a way to word it better. But thankfully we have that. And yes, I have to do each block individually, or it doesn't, or it, like, I would have to put water in every other block. This is just faster though. That's why I'm doing it this way. Because we don't have to break the block and then put the water in, and then break a block, put the water in, and then break a block, we just block. Like, we put water. Oh, whoops. We put the water in. And then we can just break the blocks later. It's so much faster. Greetings and a good day, Nicolette. How are you today? Disclaimer, I just got home, not like, but 10-15 minutes ago, maybe a little bit longer, because I did eat dinner. But I just got home a little bit ago after having to go check out somebody's equipment at a restaurant. Right? Because, like, one of the things that I do is I do heating and air with my old man, right? Like, my old man has his own business where he fixes people's heating and air and other restaurant equipment. And whenever he needs help, I go and I help do the job with him. Well, hold on, I want to mute this while I talk. Well, I'm not really looking for mods right now. I don't. It's one of those things where it's weird whenever anybody asks you for something when you're streaming, right? Like, it's difficult for me to make someone a mod when they ask in my chat for me to make them a mod, as I'm sure it is with a lot of other streamers as well. It's nothing against the person in question. It's just like, it's weird. That's the best way that I could explain it, right? And again, it's not that I'm not, like, I have nothing against you or anything like that. It's just I'm honestly not looking for mods right now. Like, most of what goes on. Oh, no. You don't need to apologize. This is just general, like, just me talking in general. It's kind of like almost unspoken etiquette on Twitch, where, like, I know there are some streamers out there that do frequently mod viewers and stuff like that, like first-time viewers. They sometimes mod them. But it's just like, to me, it's not bad, it's just weird. Right? It's all good, though. Because, yeah, currently, like, I can handle the modding stuff myself, you know what I mean? And I know there will be a time in the future where I won't. And when that time comes, I will definitely look towards people that I know more than people that I don't know. You know what I mean? So for people that are sticking around, like, they come to whatever game I play, they talk, they're active in the chat, uh, stuff like that. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I would look for if I were to mod a viewer. You know what I mean? Because at that point, they're less of a viewer, more of somebody that I know, more of like somebody that I have a platonic relationship with, you know? Instead of somebody that, like, I don't really know. Greetings and good day, Redneck. How are you today? I myself am doing pretty well, but like I was saying earlier, I help my dad out with heating and air and stuff like that. And anytime like a important job comes up that he needs help, well, sometimes I end up being a little bit late to stream, like today, because I got off of work basically a half hour ago and left at whenever I left that message, like the at everybody that I'm gonna be late. And I don't know if it shows up well on the camera, probably not, honestly, but yeah, I think you can kind of see the red right there. That got hit in the head with a big hunk of ice because I had to go into the walk-in freezer and take the ice out, and it was on the lines that give the refrigerant to the cooling system. So I had to basically hold the lines and I had to hit it with a hammer, and I couldn't hit hard because I don't want to bust those lines because I would have to fix it. And I was like, and then when I pulled the ice, it fell down and went whack. So I had a little bit of a headache earlier, and because you have to move around in weird ways sometimes when you're like working in a cooler, my back was hurting a little bit and stuff like that. So I decided to take a medicinal puff, help get rid of that. So if I'm a little bit like delayed in my responses, or I start to talk about something and I keep talking about it, but I don't make a point, but I'm trying to make a point and I just stop and look at the camera, it's one of those things. Greetings and good day, Yuri. How are you today? Yeah, I know you interact more. That's fine. It still doesn't change that I don't need, like, I'm not looking for mods right now. In all honesty, when I do like need a mod in the future, more than likely number one candidate on the list is going to be like Yuri, right? Because they've been around for a long time. I recognize their name. I like know what they've been up to. Uh, they're active in the chat. They come by like almost every single day, if not every day, for at least an hour. You know. And it's not just that they've been here following for a year. It's what I've said too. It's like they've been following for a year, but they've been active. They talk to me. We like have a relationship more than just streamer viewer. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm just having a conversation. So yeah, now that when we start breaking these blocks of wood, we won't have any issue with whoops. With cutting the wood down. I lost track of what time it was in this game. I gotta worry about creepers and stuff like that. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me that. How about now? Am I streaming the game now? I was streaming the game, then I switched it. Yeah, my bad. That's the reason why I was saying the 420 disclaimer. Because that shit will happen sometimes. Like, I'll forget to do a couple things here and there, so... Keeping me on my toes, that's another thumbs up thing right there. But yeah, we should be able to cut every single piece of wood here now, and then be good to go. Up, up, beat up, up. Up, up, up. Mind you, I might have to, hit some of this with the bucket anyways, but we'll see. Like that right there. That kind of sucks. Oh. Is that too far away? Damn. Oh yeah, the armor, it's, the reason I can be underwater for as long as I can is because it's actually the armor from the mod. The, Neptunium, or the Fishing Craft 2.0 or whatever it is mod. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. And what it allows you to do is, like, if I press shift, it'll show you that it allows you to improve your underwater vision. It allows you to breathe underwater, makes you weightless underwater, and increases your swim speed, right? Like, all this stuff is really good for what we're currently working on. And the only way to get it is if you're fishing in an area where you can fish out treasure, right? Because you have to fish out a Neptunium treasure chest, and after you fish out the treasure chest, sometimes you'll get armor. It's basically random what you get. You could get a weapon, a piece of equipment, a piece of armor, or even just the blocks. See, this is what I was talking about when I said if you just do every other block, it won't work. This is one of those every other block moments, right? Well, maybe. Maybe I just didn't do it. No, it's every other block moment. Hopefully that one will actually be the right way. Oh yeah, it is overpowered. But I'm more than willing to be, like, I'm okay with mods like this because, well, I'm biased, right? It involves fishing for the loot, so of course I'm going to be more okay with a mod that involves fishing, first of all. Second of all, you have to actually do something to get what you want, right? Because, like, it's not just like I put the mod in and they, like, with a lot of mods for Fallout. A lot of mods for Fallout and stuff like that are, oh, the chest with all the good loot is right outside of the building you first spawn in at for Fallout 4. I never got a single mod like that, and I never will get a mod like that because that feels way too cheap to me, right? I know some people like using cheats and mods and stuff like that just to make it, like, easier or make an experience fun for the third time or whatever. But I used to love that. I used to, like, always use the Game Shark on, like, there was an actual disc you would put in your PlayStation 2, and you would pick what game you own and what you were going to play. You would activate the cheats through the Game Shark, and then the next immediate thing you would do after you applied the cheats is you would put that game in and play that game, and it would allow, like, every cheat you put that was active would be active. Oh, Minecraft? Well, maybe actually not. Not really. You'd be surprised. My parents haven't played Minecraft. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but it's very difficult to do right now. I know for a fact they haven't played Minecraft. So, shit. So you're incorrect about everyone having played this at least once. I'm way too proud of that joke. I am way too proud of that joke right now. Oh, I didn't catch the most. my joke still stands though. Most's a big number. Like, hold on, let's think about that. Let's think about what most means in this context, right? There are like somewhere over 7 billion people on the planet right now, right? Like how many people does it need to be for most people, you know what I mean? Like, how is it in the billions or is it in the millions? And how many millions would it be in? This is those like what would the show be? 420 thoughts, right? Because a lot of these thoughts are coming from like being blitzed right now. But this is what I was talking about when I said previously we'd have to cut the block out, pause, switch to a bucket of water. After we switch like that, I've missed one there, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, this is so much fuck. So much quicker than even this. Even this, even when I have to stop sometimes when I mess up, it's still quicker than if I were to do it the other way. Because it's just reducing that to a fraction instead of the full part. Yeah. It was. There's. This is gonna sound weird, but it's less the negativity that they're throwing out and more the type of negativity that it is, right? Like, if it's the type of negativity where the person's kind of sad and bemoaning something, that's a type of negativity that I will potentially acknowledge. Like, more than likely, I'll acknowledge it and talk to the person and see if I can figure out what's up and see if I can't help try and have them see it from a different perspective or try to feel better about why they're sad, right? But if it's the type of negativity where the person's like, oh, F you, like just going off the rail about just nonsense or saying some really crass and hateful things, that's the type of negativity that I would, yeah, exactly. The toxic type of negativity. I won't stand for toxicity in my damn chat, right? Hell, some people will come by and try and troll me personally, and I want them to stick around so I can talk to them and like see if I can get them to talk in loops. Like this one person who actually made a couple of accounts a long time ago, like a couple months ago, was like, "You're fat and you're ugly." Oh wow, such to me, sometimes words will affect people differently, but to me it was like, oh wow, such cutting words that hurt me to my soul. What do you want me to do, good sir? They actually stuck around and like talked a little bit, right? And were just like, they couldn't come up with anything better of like, I'm ugly and fat, right? And then after a while I was talking like, that's a very nice conversation, but I think you've contributed as much as you can to the kingdom, so I'm gonna have you leave. And then I banned him. We were kind of laughing about that, and then later, a different account comes up. It's like, you're fat and ugly. And I was like, oh wow, is this the account of the dude that we just banned? Yeah. But you're too stupid and you wouldn't have figured it out if I didn't tell you that. Like that kind of shit. And I was just like, just having a blast laughing at that. And then finally, we banned them again. and they come back again in a third alt account, but this time they're trying to act a little bit more subtle. They're asking about the game. They're like actually participating in the chat, and then all of a sudden, hey, by the way, you're fat and ugly, right? And I was like, oh my, I was in such a good mood. So we talked to him a little bit more after we banned him this time, because at this point they're BOS, ban on site, right? And a fourth new account shows up talking for the first time, and it's like, hey, how's it going? And it's almost the same exact way that the dude did previously. So, but I'm talking to him because you never know, right? And we're talking to him, and then finally we realized this actually wasn't the same dude. He just made the 3 accounts, and then that was it, you know? It was a completely new person, so I was amused by that. Oh, no. There's no thing, you don't need to, like, again, you're good. You don't need to apologize for this kind of stuff. I don't feel bad about it or nothing. There's nothing to be sorry about bringing up. I'm just talking about it, having a good conversation, you know? I'm amused by it, if nothing. Like, if people are going to be trolls, I want them to be trolls that actually contribute. Like troll in a way where it's like fan in-game action sprinting or something like that, right? Now that I've said that, somebody's going to do it. Fuck you in advance for doing it. But that's what I'm talking about right there. That kind of trolling, right? The kind of trolling where, like, nobody actually gets hurt. They just, like, want to be a dickhead, but in a funny way. If that makes any sense. But no, I love talking about so many different concepts and conversations and anything like that, you know? This means I won't even be able to swim. Okay, that's unfair. Nothing water related. I can't even leave this area. I can't even leave this area for the next 5 minutes. I literally just have to stand here and do nothing for 5 minutes. Oh, also, I didn't put the music back on. Whoops. I know I did. But come on now. Yeah, I forgot to put the music back on. My bad. I had it muted when I was talking, and the advertisement was going, right? And I wanted to talk over the advertisement without somebody else talking instead of the music playing, so I muted it for a while. Well, you brought this on yourself, Yuri. I'm now gonna just shut up and eat some hot and sweet jerky. Oh yeah, wait, no, I'm gonna wait. That burn is so good. It's a sweet and hot, sweet seasonings and zesty hot spices jerky, right? And I like hot and spicy foods and stuff, and that type of burn. If you like hot and spicy foods, if you've ever had them before, you know what I'm talking about. That is such a good burn, you know, like, oh, You know what would be awesome? At least for me, it would be awesome. A couple of sponsors. I'm not asking for sponsors or anything like that. If I ever get an offer for a sponsor that I'm passionate about or something like that, I would take a sponsor that I like from something that product that I use or would be willing to use or something like that, right? This is just a hypothetical, something that would just like please me greatly. A company that makes tea, a company that makes jerky, and a company that makes energy drinks, specifically Monster Energy. Like if I got sponsor offers from one of those, let alone all of them, I would be so happy because I fucking love jerky. I love tea. Nope, I'm not a coffee drinker. I am a tea drinker. I can't drink coffee. The taste of it is it's just horrible for me. I sometimes the smell of coffee will make me gag. And I've tried a million and one. I've tried the simplest of coffees, and I've tried the most macchiatic, like convoluted construct ever. And I just cannot stomach the taste of coffee. And it's nothing bad about coffee. It's just me as a person. Like it's not you, it's me. We still got 2 more minutes left of this, by the way. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm not gonna say I've never been mean to anyone, because it all dependent on your definition of mean, right? Oh, meet your cousin. Okay. Oh God. But yeah. It's one of those things where, depending on your definition of mean, I've been mean technically a lot recently. Anytime I play the Cycle Frontier and like I fight somebody or somebody beats me, I bitch at them. I'm mean to them in a metaphorical sense. I don't mean what I'm actually saying about them. It's just I mean what I'm saying about the situation and their character, not ever them. You know what I mean? Hates the summer because his nose bleeds during the summer but loves the winter. Wow, okay. That's kind of sucks about the nosebleeds. We got a minute left and then we could push forward. For me, I am okay with the cold. But like, the older I get, the more I hate the cold. You know? Just talking about it's making me like mad. Oh, poof. But you've seen me some days. Let It Die, the Cycle Frontier, Warzone, like Apex Legends. Oh, especially Apex Legends. Fortnite fucking made me put a hole in my wall. And that, like, the reason that did is because the way the bots work in that game. Oh yeah, it's like, why in the ever-loving fuck would you ever do this in this situation and it work? And they do it to you and it works. Oh, finally we can do stuff. Also, congratulations, you made my wood despawn. My wood that was floating despawned. You jackass. Do you realize what you've done? So it's been confirmed the amount of time something stays active for is about 5 minutes before it despawns automatically.
These moments, savor them. The smell of your grandma's cooking, the love she puts into.
Oh, you absolute! Look at that. Only me. The last block. The last block would be the block that's blocked.
Faces you love. The flavor, the fizz, the refreshment. Savor every moment with Coca-Cola.
Ever since I got the new Galaxy Z Flip 4, I've been learning all these new tricks with my dog Finn. Like how to take the best selfies at the park. I just set my or
I want to blame you for that, Yuri. I know it's not your fault. It's just pure happenstance, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. But it's your fault.
I'm the director of the Born Legacy.
Cassian Ander, Empire's choking us. I need all the heroes I can get.
Experience.
Man, they are milking that franchise for all it's worth.
Streaming Wednesday.
This is what revolution looks like.
Only on Disney Plus.
I'm tired of losing. To something real.
Star Wars Andor. Original series streaming Wednesday. Only
Like,
on Disney Plus.
how many spin-offs do you like? What's the next spin-off they come up with? Let's come up with the next Star Wars. This is either going to be the best idea ever that's going to come up in a couple months from now, or this is one of those situations where it's like, nah, there's no way they're going to make it like this, right? Let's do it. Let's come up with the next Star Wars thing that is going to come out. Right? It's going to be streamed only on Disney Plus, for one thing, right? Yeah. That could be any number of things. Right? I'm gonna have to put those blocks away. That's one of those things where, good job for consoling them and all that. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say, like, truthfully that I hate every season or whatever. I'm not, or say that I love every season, because the season change always messes me up. Gotcha. Good. I think you did good. I gotta fix this stuff too, because technically these blocks should be 4 apart at least, or they slow down, right? Like, these blocks are not going to do what I want them to do for a ridiculous amount of time. And water doesn't help oxidize copper. That's what it is, oxidized copper. Which makes no sense, realistically. Like, if it rained, it should help the oxidization process a little bit. Well, for me, it's less the mood change and more when the season change is happening, my allergies kick in. I get tired easier and longer. Like, no matter what, they're like all day, I'm just like tired for no reason. Just because my body's getting beat the shit out of metaphorically by the season change. The pollen count increases, the dust count increases, and it just runs rampant on me. Like, my nose is kind of stuffed right now. Yeah, it sucks. Good shit, Yuri. Good shit. Sometimes I love just being able to chill with the music. I'm talking about, like, it's nice to chill the music, but, like, for me, a lot of why I am a gamer that I am is because this was my vacuum, right? Like, I would play video games to de-stress. I would play video games to rage. I would play games that would make me angry and make me yell at the characters in the game, because that was how I vented my frustrations and stuff like that, right? Like, I wanted to have a outlet, a very healthy outlet, in my opinion, is video games, right? Because video games aren't real. I mean, they exist, they're real, they're like a physical entity. I'm playing a video game right now, but what I mean is, like, the fish that swim next to me are not real. They don't have feelings. They're just ones and zeros, you know? Everything's just, if you really break it down, everything in a video game is literally just 1 or 0, but they're really fucking complex ones and zeros. You know what I mean? I am once again saying that the longer I stream, the more I'm starting to understand why some of the streamers say some of the things that they say that they've said in the past. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there goes chat bullying me again. And without irony, I could say, oh, there goes chat bullying me again. Just like I've literally heard some other fucking streamers say. You bastards. See you guys, I'm going home. Okay, Matt Papa. I can't. Is that a good Cartman? I don't think that. I don't feel that that's a good Cartman. I used to be able to do Cartman really well, but I don't think I can anymore, unfortunately. I'd have to practice. I'm not fat, I'm big bone. What's really funny is I actually am big boned, because, like, look right here. That's the size of my wrist bone. Like, I'm big boned. Hey, that's fine too. Everybody can play. Like, see, this is the thing. Just because I don't like cheats and I don't understand why other people use them, doesn't mean the people that use them don't find it fun. Now, the cheats I'm talking about are cheats in single-player video games, not multiplayer video games. The people that use cheats in multiplayer video games can fuck off. In other news, the kind of cheats I'm talking about are like cheats that would allow you in Grand Theft Auto to change the color of the police cars, or make sure you always had all the weapons all the time and stuff like that. Like, that's stuff that I would always use. But as I grew older, it started to become less and less fun to do that, because I started to feel like it was too easy, right? So then I started playing games like you were quote-unquote supposed to, right? Like, the first time, I remember it so fondly. The first time I ever played Grand Theft Auto 3 for the first time, like, actually played it instead of, like, did the missions just till I unlocked all the islands and then didn't do anything else because I had everything that I wanted. Like, the first time I paid attention to the game was such a fun time, because, like, I've played the game millions of times before. Not really, but I played the games millions of times before. But this was the first time I actually played the game. And the reason I did that was because it was like, it was after my first Grand Theft Auto, my Metal Gear Solid playthrough. Because for a long time I just played games. I didn't pay attention to them. I just played them because they were things to pass the time and have fun with. Like, oh, this character beats this character up, haha, that's funny, or whatever, right? And then I played Metal Gear Solid that one time. After I played it like, this wasn't my first time playing the game, honestly, like, realistically, but it was like my first time where I realized there was more to it than, like, I actually went through and I put the second disc in for the first time, right? And that's when I restarted the game, because normally I used to only get to, like, the right after the section where you're captured for the first time in Metal Gear Solid, right? I would always get to that section first. And then after that, I would kind of just, like, not play it anymore for whatever reason. And then one time I actually made it past that point, and I was, like, starting to pay attention to what was going on, but not really. And then the events occur when you're, like, literally almost done with the game. You're just a hair's breadth away from the final boss fight. And I was like, wait. What just happened? And I couldn't rewind it, and I was like, wait a minute, what's been going on this whole time? I restarted the entire game from the beginning and actually played it and listened to, like, the story events. And that's when I started to learn how video games are so much more than just things that you play to have fun, right? Oh yeah, sometimes the grind's fun, true. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto, oh, did you see the Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks? That made the, basically made the news recently. Somebody apparently, this is what I know. This is what I've heard. I don't know what exactly is 100% actual factual. All I know is apparently the leaks that came out regarding Grand Theft Auto 6 are in fact 100% real. Somebody hacked into the Slack, the sharing website of one of the developers for Grand Theft Auto 6 and basically leaked everything regarding what they were working on. And what they were like, it's an incomplete product, so one of the things that made me aggravated were some of the people on Twitch making the comments about how this doesn't even look like a complete game. What are they doing over there? It isn't a complete game, you dipshits. It's what the fuck? All it was, like, really all it was like some kind of, like, the animation didn't look done. It looked good, but it didn't look done, obviously, because it's not. And, like, they were basically going through and doing animation things and showing, like, some of the coding for the police fights and the chases, and just, like, a lot of bare bones work for a lot of some of the mechanics we're going to be dealing with as players for a majority of our playthroughs of Grand Theft Auto 6. I understand you don't care, but for me, the leaks, I dislike it when something leaks because it affects things. It affects development on the game. Like, the game's possibly going to be delayed now because they got to verify security. They got to do a whole bunch of shit now, so that's sad, right? Exactly. But, like, it causes so many issues. But when a leak happens, it's like, oh my god, some of the stuff that they're showing actually looks really impressive, and I'm excited to see it when it's complete. But I'm not going to let that color my impressions of the game that's not even out yet. It's nice to know that the game's being worked on, and I hope the people that are working on it don't let this affect them too much mentally, right? They try not to view what people are saying at all. A lot of people are saying a lot of positive things, me included, but there are some people out there that are too fucking stupid to even comprehend the fact that they're playing something made by more than one person in a good portion of cases. Sometimes there are some games that are just made by one person, and holy fuck, props to you, because I took a class in coding. This is why my respect for game creators is so high, right? I took a coding class in high school at the Cuyahoga Valley Career Center, and you would go there, like, there was like a lot of different classes. It was a vo-ed school, or whatever they call it, like a vocational education school. And vocational is like, instead of working at a desk on a computer typing in reports for how many sales you made in this fiscal month, you are, like what I do with my dad, HVAC work. You're hands-on, you're in the field, you're working with technology, or you're working on mechanics or electrical stuff, all that, right? And that coding shit is fucking hard, dude. Like, it's fucking insane. Because I barely passed my programming class. Like, just the, okay, you know how you can make an infinite water source? in Minecraft, you can make a fucking infinite mine source in Minecraft. How the fuck does that work? Like, I can kind of understand how it works, but like, holy shit. The ones and zeros that go into that? And then modders tip, sometimes they do more than dip their toe, but modders, they do more than dip their toe, right? They fucking dunk their whole body into the goddamn ocean that is coding. Crazy. Because, like, just thinking about the adding a fish to this game hurts me. Like, almost wants to give me a headache mentally because, like, this motherfucker added a bunch of different fish, new fishing mechanics in this game. They added new loot that works. They like, all this shit, and I'm in my head going, oh my god, what the hell, like, what the hell you had to write to make it when you are wearing the Neptunium chest plate, it makes you breathe under, like, it gives you potion of water breathing for a permanent amount of 1 second. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, remember that comment I made about one person making a game? Well, I know for a fact, up until recently, I don't know if they still work on their own or they're started to finally introduce other people, but for the longest time, Dwarf Fortress was only made by one dude. And Dwarf Fortress is a game that wasn't like that this got inspired by. Like, Minecraft wouldn't exist like it does without Notch being inspired by Dwarf Fortress. Mind you, Minecraft could still potentially exist, but would it be like it is to this day and age because of Dwarf Fortress? I don't know. I would go out on a limb and say not very likely. And like Terraria is inspired by this, which was inspired by Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, they're starting to make programs and stuff now to where it uses like smart AI to generate the code, basically. It's crazy. But like, just look at some of the things that happened when, like, they talked about delaying the new God of War. Like, fans, and I say fans in quotation marks because no fan is gonna do what these assholes did, right? Like, these fans were writing the most toxic things on the internet and saying the most horrendous things about the it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? These are living, breathing human beings that made this, and they have to delay it because these living, breathing humans are in the fucking hospital because they broke their arm. You fucking waste of space. Like, the people that act like that are fucking, I don't get that. Yeah, like, and it's kind of, and it's mean of me to be like, to call into, like, it's weird. I'm gonna say this because this is how it is in my head. It's mean to say that about anybody, but I don't feel like it's mean because they're already, like, pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Like, the world revolves around them, and the fact that they're gonna delay this game when they promised that it was gonna be out on this date, they deserve so and so, like, right? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They said, just because they say it's coming out on this date doesn't mean that it actually is. You know how many games have been delayed before, like, now? Like nowadays, we're spoiled on shit. We're spoiled on like a lot of shit because we're told first thing when a game's gonna come out years in advance. Like we plan for this game to come out 5 years from now, and then 5 years from now the game fucking comes out. Sometimes it doesn't. But I'm over here and I'm like, you want to know when I learned about games coming out? When I went to the goddamn store and I saw the fucking game on the shelf, and I was like, oh, this is new. Let me buy it. Nowadays. Back in my day, nowadays everyone's told at the first fucking second, the microsecond, that they like, okay, we think we know the game's gonna be able to be released by this date, and then you have the people that are funding the game go, oh, tell everyone that you're gonna put the game out on this date then, and they're like, what? That doesn't mean it's gonna come, what? And they're like, do it, and they feel this obligation to do it because they're being paid by these people. Like the producers of the game or whatever, the people that are making the game go, they feel obligated to do what they say, because if they don't, then they're like hurting the trust of the person that put money in them or whatever, right? And it's like, no. See, when a company sponsors your game or whatever it's called, when they fund your game, when they give you money, I hate to break it to you at that point, but that's where the company should end. Like the influence of the company should end right fucking there. Because if they're gonna fund the original idea, then it's not their right to say that. Like, say what can and cannot happen in a game that they're trying to fund in the first. You know what I'm trying to get at? Like, I could understand wanting to help influence a product, but it shouldn't be to the detriment of, like, the game. You know what I mean?
This is the sound of second chances. It's more than a bowl of pet food. It's nutrition.
Exactly, yeah, they delayed it a lot. Hell, it got to the point to even I was like, man, are they ever gonna come out with that game? But I do it in a joking way because it's like, I know what it, like, I'm joking.
Hills helps feed shelter.
I know what it takes to code a game. It's fucking crazy.
Pet nutrition. Buy the bag that gives back. Visit hillspet.com/giveback or tap the banner to learn more.
Yeah, you can't just take over. You don't own the idea of what we came up with. Exactly. I've been thinking about potentially getting a game called Kerbal Space Program. And I think it would be a really fun game to play, not just because of what the mechanics are for the game, but because I could add an element of chat interactivity, almost similar to XCOM. Because in Kerbal Space Program, you can name the Kerbal creatures, the like the humanoid looking kinda ish. They're not really humanoid looking. They look like a human caricature, basically. Right? And they're green as well, which isn't really humanoid, but they're Kerbins, they're called. And you could name the Kerbins, so we could like have fun with naming the Kerbins we're about to send into space. Because that's what the idea of the game is. That you're the head honcho in the space program of this planet, right? Kerbin. And as the head honcho, you get to build the spacecrafts. You get to build planes even at some points, and you just get to name the Kerbins that fly on your thing, and you get to name the ships and all kinds of stuff. And I think that'd be pretty fun. Jibbadoc. I've played it a lot on a friend's PC a long time ago, and I've watched a lot of videos about it. I would love to show off some of the stupid things that I created, man. And they're one of the stupid where I'm like, this is not going to work. Press space, make the rocket go, watching it. And not only does it work, it surpasses any joke expectation I made, right? Like my joke expectation, oh, it's gonna breach the atmosphere, like it's gonna breach the clouds and then blow up. And it lands on the moon and then returns back to Kerbin. And it's like, what? That works? Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about getting that game. Because it's like got a lot, it ticks a lot of boxes for me, you know? Like a lot of my, oh, this is why I play this game in particular. Like, open world, I get the fish. Open world, there's combat, I get the fish. I love how that's part of the criteria for it to be like a game that is up there. Very rarely will I look at a game. Metal Gear Solid is one of the few games where I can go, yeah, I could not see Metal Gear Solid being a better game if it had fishing in it. You know what I mean? And that's rare for me. That's very rare for me to say. Ah, gotcha. I do thank you for stopping by, and I do hope you enjoyed your stay. And until next time, take care, and have a good one. Oh, shit. What did I just do? Anyways, yeah, I'm probably gonna not even change my game title and name. I'm probably just gonna put on the Cycle Frontier, get the dailies, and then play Stranded Deep today. Because I am not in the mindset to play the Cycle Frontier. And I'm only going to work on this for a little bit longer because we're actually almost done. And when we're done, it's not over yet. It's not over yet! When we're done with the lake, which is what we've been working on for the past, I think, 8 hours now? No, 7. It'll be 8 hours an hour, I believe. Let me go up top to my scaffolding and like explain it. I know it kind of wastes more time to explain it by doing this, but I'll be able to put it into words better when I'm up top and I can get a bird's eye view of everything over the fact of like just saying it when I'm down there. I think it'll also be more impactful to show you what I've done. Now, a lot of what you see before you is stuff that I've worked on as well in the past, right? See how a lot of this land is flat? Well, if you've been playing a lot of the most recent updates of Minecraft, you'll be like, huh, it's weird that he got a lot of this land as flat as he got it. I didn't get this land flat. I made this land flat. I made this big old Coliseum looking thing you see before you. You see that right there? That's a quarry. It goes about 40 layers down. All right? There's a bridge of stone, 1 block, that goes all the way to there, right? 3,000 meters away, because at first I was debating, like I did that, and I thought I would be able to like put a lead around a villager and bring them back with me. Because I thought it would be more difficult to get well, at the time it was more difficult. I literally had to look up an app that would show me where nether fortresses were, because I did the math and I was like, okay, I literally need to find, it would be easier to cure a zombie villager at this point than it would be to get a villager from over there over to here, and I needed to get 2. Oh, whoops. Nice. I'm from Ohio. But yeah, as I was saying, so you see that mark right there, and you see how that's like that? You see how this kind of doesn't look right? How it looks a little bit too flat? That's right. I mostly blew up this area from like this line here out, and that was a lot of fucking land. And I did that because you see right here, this area, I'm gonna flatten this and I'm gonna extend it to about right there, and I'm gonna make a dock city. Dock City is gonna be the fishing port where all the fishing villagers live, villagers, if you will. All that right there, the blacksmiths live there in the Dark Oak Apartments. That's the warehouse, and that's the library, right? That's going to be for the woodcutters. There's going to be the farmers that live over there. Basically, I'm going to have like 9 different villages in the kingdom. This is what a mega build is, all right? And I've done all of this in survival mode. No cheats. Cheats are not active. I can't put it into creative mode. My own stubbornness and work ethic has been what has been making me continue on doing it for as long as I've been doing this. I would be done 10 times over if I was in creative mode. But there's something to me that's so much more satisfying to do it by hand in survival mode than by just creative moding everything in. Other people are probably looking at me and going, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, why would you go to those lengths for the things that you're doing? Like, you could have been, like, you could have rebuilt the kingdom in a better area that had a lake that was big enough for you to make Dock City, or even the ocean, right? Instead of doing what you're doing here. And to that I say, you're right. But you're also wrong, you know? Because it's just so satisfying. Like, I'm almost to the point where I want to make a mega build in Stranded Deep. Like, I'm actually gonna start working on a mega build in Stranded Deep because I'm looking at something and I want to build this warehouse. And the warehouse, I don't have enough resources. I know I don't have enough resources to make the warehouse the way that I want to make it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get container sides all the way back to my base. It is going to be insane, the amount of time that it's going to take to do, because I think I might be able to bring like 1 sheet with me, and even then it's iffy. I'm like, can I bring a sheet?
Great way to spend our time? Bingo. And what's a surefire way to have fun? Bingo. Seriously, bingo! But not tried and true bingo. There's a new Ohio Lottery scratch-off. It's called Bingo times 50. At only $10 a play, Bingo times 50 can multiply winnings up to 50 times and has prizes up to $500 grand. As someone who loves fun, should you play Bingo times 50 from the Ohio Lottery?
No, you shouldn't, because it's
Bingo.
basically gambling.
To Ohio Laws and Commission.
I don't like how that some people have been taking gambling sponsors. I don't like that at all. That's
Seriously, let's set you up on Shopify.
that's something that aggravates me.
Build your own business?
Guys! Yum. When you're ready to bring your idea to life,
Build it on Shopify. Sign up for a free 14-day trial at shopify.com/design.
Because as somebody who knows how many people watch,
Welcome to Huntington.
you should not be like putting light on gambling like that. Gambling,
Oh, extra free checking is
I think I've gambled like twice in my life and I knew I was gonna lose the money,
Yep, never ever.
and I've never gambled again like that.
Thank you for being
Alright, like, because I don't, you know when I gamble with channel points
Welcome to Huntington.
and in video games. Right? That's my gambling. And if I'm gambling in a video game, it's with the, like, it's in something like Grand Theft Auto where it's you don't put real money into it. I've never even gambled in the online Grand Theft Auto. The only time I've gambled is in the offline Grand Theft Auto, where if you lose any amount of money, it's like I said, it doesn't matter. It's ones and zeros. All right, because I don't like that gambling shit, man. At least not like almost praised by some of the people that it's being shown by, like individuals getting gambling sponsors. That's weird to me. And you know what? Some people are like, oh, you're saying that now, but if they offered you a sponsor, I wouldn't take it. I'm a person that will stick to my principles to a fault. It's just the way that I am. But I am a man of my word, right? And at one time I said you would have to pay me to play a certain game. Exclamation point survive. Recently I thought about it, and I changed a couple things about that command. Right? As much as I loathe the game in question, I thought maybe the thought was a little too harsh, so I changed it a little bit, right? But there's a difference between what I'm talking about here, right? Like playing a game that I said I would never play unless someone paid me. Because in this situation, I'm not supporting one of the most like aggressive addictions out there, because there are gambling addictions and that shit is not fun. I don't speak from experience, like there was never a loved one that had a gambling addiction, right? But like seeing it from the outside, seeing people that have been affected by gambling addictions, it is bad in taste. It's such bad taste in my opinion. Alright? But whatever. Oh, we're almost done. I cannot wait until we're almost done. Well, we're almost done with the water part. We're gonna get to a fun part in a minute. Well, I say in a minute, more like in like 40 minutes. We're gonna get to a fun part. This, unfortunately, will not work in the autofill way, because I think of a similar reason. Not 100% sure, though. You see, I'm kind of going back and forth a little bit. I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm feeling like this is a little bit more efficient. This is probably one of the few games right now where I can go in the water and not feel that existential terror. Right? I was talking about this the other day in Stranded Deep, where I'll play a game, like even in Skyrim, I'll go in the water and I'll start to go deeper and deeper, and I'll just experience this overwhelming feeling of existential dread, right? Like I'm in a place where I shouldn't be. Something's out there and it's going to consume me. This is the only game that doesn't give me that feeling. because like I know what's in the water. You know what I mean? And I know that there are way, way, way worse things in the rest of the game. Now, it's weird to say that because I can say the same thing about Skyrim, but it's the tone, you know? Like, sometimes I'll get jump scared by, like, a creeper in front of me, or, like, something will happen that makes me, jump, right? But that's a difference between a jump scare and, like, that feeling of fear, you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I have a love-hate relationship with a lot of the horror games that I play, because there comes a point in time where I realize how the AI is programmed. Again, I kind of partly blame my programming class that I took, because once you start to learn about something, some of it starts to, mind you, I'm not saying this meaning, oh, I'm not passionate about video games. I still love video games. But when you know, like when you realize, oh, this all works because of ones and zeros put together in such a way that makes it work with other ones and zeros, it kind of takes the luster out of it a little bit, right? But at the same time, that's only like that, like that's only the truth for horror games. Because it gets in my mind that, oh, they want you to feel fear here. And like, some reason, because the game's I feel like the game's trying to tell me how I should feel. Because I'm weird about like, oh, you're sad, aren't you? Or whatever, or you're mad, aren't you? If I'm not feeling that emotion at that time, I get aggravated because it's like, why are you telling me how I should feel? You know, like, well, you don't know how I feel. So when a horror game, I'm like, it's just trying to make me feel afraid, I no longer start getting afraid of the creature or whatever. I start to get aggravated and agitated and frustrated and every other word you can think of that goes along with that, because it's like, oh, great, here comes the alien. Now I have to start that level over again and do everything I just did again. What a waste of time. So instead of being like, oh, the alien's gonna get me, I'm like, oh, great, here we go, a time waste. Almost like I'm talking like a speedrunner, but I couldn't do speedrunning, because that's another thing. When you do when you become a speedrunner, you learn a game. I've played Max Payne before, yes I have. That game was fucked up. It's pain. The only Max Payne I don't... This is before I started streaming. Before I started streaming, I watched a lot of playthroughs of games that I hadn't played or wasn't, like, might not be able to play for a long time, so I would watch a playthrough of the story. And Max Payne's one of the few games that I watched the story of, right? Nowadays, though, I don't watch... Unless I've played the game, I don't watch anybody stream or play the game anymore. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'll watch people play Skyrim, I'll watch people play a number of games that I've not gonna play but want to, or a lot of games that I might want to play, but am like, this is a game that can't really get spoiled in a traditional sense, you know? Mind you, it's a weird catch-22 kind of situation, because I don't care if people spoil me, and I don't care about spoilers, because that's just whatever. Like, it's not going to ruin my experience. But I want to try to go into an experience completely raw, right? Like, I want to have no knowledge of, like, oh, so this is what's going on, right? I will say, my Halo playthrough, I've been noticing on my, like, on the archive channel, where I put all my, like, 2 hour, 3 hour plus, way more, actually, most of the time, my over 3-hour videos on sometimes, I'm noticing that there's an upward trend in people checking out the videos. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I've noticed a lot of people have been tuning into Halo 4, and there's a part of me that's like, oh man, I hope that I don't piss them off too much. Cause like, I played the Halo the Master Chief Collection, and I do not like those games. But I like them. Right? Like, they're not a game I would buy. Like, if they come out like Infinite, I'm not gonna buy Infinite. But if it went free on Epic or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll get it and play it on stream. Because it was fun enough to where I enjoyed it enough to be like, yes, I would be willing to play more, but not fun enough where I want to go out and I want to have more. Like, the hardest thing for me to do when it comes out is not buy God of War Ragnarok. Right? I'm going to try to avoid spoilers and stuff for that game. I might get spoiled here and there. It might happen. It would suck. But I'm potentially going to wait for it to come out on PC before I get the game, because I'm now like primarily PC gamer. I don't want the quality of the stream to go down from what it currently is. And if I were to buy and play God of War Ragnarok through PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or what have you, then the quality of the stream would take a noticeable dive. Right? And I don't want that. So I would be willing to wait to play it on PC. And I know it's one of those things where, like, some people might see this in the future and be like, dude, why would you wait? Because you're going to potentially miss out on new people showing up and other viewers to watch your game and stuff like that. Because it's going to get a lot of views, right? The new God of War, when it comes out, is going to get a lot of viewership. But I don't care. Not in the sense that, oh, I don't give a shit for the people watching me, because I do. It's like, people watching, you're amazing. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. But it's like I don't care in the sense, how do I don't care? Like, I don't want to play a game for the views. I want to play a game for the people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing a game for everyone that, like, I'm not playing this game for you all who are watching. I'm playing this game with everybody who's watching. If that makes any sense. At least that's the way that I view it, right? Now, just because I'm playing with the people that are watching doesn't mean I'm going to do every little iota of a thing that somebody says. My thing is, if you have something you want me to do, yeah, I'll do it, potentially, but you need to, like, if it's something that would work or could work or what have you, you gotta explain to me why I'm doing it in order for me to be more willing to do that thing, right? Because, like, if someone comes in and is like, hey, go fight the End Dragon. Why? I could do that right now. I could go fight the End Dragon. But why? Because in a game like this, you make your own mission, right? You don't have to kill the End Dragon. You don't have to kill the Wither. You don't have to go mining. You could just build a damn mud hut and just explore, never staying in the same place at once. You know? If you have fun that way with the game, have fun that way with the game. I wonder why they don't allow you to be able to craft gunpowder. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can get enough gunpowder by killing creepers in this game, right? Like, gunpowder's a non-issue to get when you play the game long enough to get to the level where killing entities isn't that risky. But it's weird that they actually don't have it to where you can craft things like gunpowder or what have you. I wonder why they don't allow that. There's a mod for it, I bet. I would bet money there's a mod for that on Minecraft's mod places, because not only that, I've seen mods. I'm brushing my hair really quickly. I've seen mods in this game that add, well, before copper existed, it added copper to this game. Hell, I've seen it to where it has added new mechanics to the smelting, where like you could smelt alloys and stuff like that. Like you could make bronze with copper and tin and stuff like that. And then you could make like iron armor, or you could also make steel armor if you got coal and you mixed it with the iron in the coal. Like they've had mods that completely changed some of the thing, and that's what I was talking about earlier. Because the people that made the game, right? They're getting money off of it. But the fans of the game, the people who are playing it, enjoy it so much that they make additional DLC for it for free, basically, right? I know it's not exactly that, but if you wanted to break it down technically, any mod you put onto your game is DLC. And I'm talking, the mods I'm talking about aren't like Warzone or the Cycle Frontier. That's not the type of mods like that. That's not the type of cheating I'm talking about. It's the type of like I said, single player game or what have you. Because at that point it's it is what it is, I guess, but I just like I understand how people can have fun using the cheats that I'm talking about in a single player game, but I don't understand how people can have fun doing that on a multiplayer game, because the whole point of the multiplayer game is to do like to be better skill. Like, in my mind, everyone's different with how they view video games like this, but this is just where I'm coming from. Because like the fun for me in playing the Cycle Frontier is that aspect of going against another human being, another player, outsmarting that person or being outsmarted by that person. That's the whole fun behind it. In my mind, there's no way you can have fun by just pressing a button, making yourself invincible, and then killing everybody in a lobby. Like, there's no challenge. There's no risk. There's only reward. And at that point, is it really a reward if all you're getting is reward?
The answer is kind of obvious. Bingo. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I do put all of this up on YouTube, and I do put all of this up on like the Twitch highlight. So you'll be able to watch this on my YouTube in a couple weeks from now, because I have a little bit of a backlog about what happens because I stream multiple games a night. I make multiple videos a day, basically, right? So like, if I stream 3 games, that's technically 2 days of video that's going to go up, because the way that I do things is in a cycle of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Right? Those are the 2 times that I upload my VODs, basically, to my YouTube. And if I play 3 games, I can't really put 3. I don't want to put 3 on a day. Like, that's a little bit much in my mind. Like, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. I like that, because it gives you enough time throughout the day in a lot of time zones. Not all of them, but it covers a lot of time zones. All right? So like, some people are just waking up and watching my 6 p.m. video, and some people are about to go to bed to watch my 6 p.m. video, where others are going to be waking up to watch my 6 a.m. video because of time zones. So I sometimes end up having, like, if I stream over 7 days, I may have 10 days worth of scheduled videos, basically. And that's a little bit of the reason why I'm technically always going to be, like, behind on my edits, because I edit everything personally right now. And again, not looking for an editor because I want to learn myself. Like, I like doing things myself, and I think at some point I will potentially get an editor because I've really been thinking about it. But for the time being, I don't want an editor because I want to learn how to do it myself, kind of, you know? And I'm glad I've started to edit on my own and whatnot, because it's definitely taught me a lot about the process. Like what people go through, how long it takes them to edit video, even in what I call a lazy way. The way that I edit my videos is I pick out like some of the funny moments. I barely actually do any editing. I just cut the video down, basically, right? Like, maybe for the next playthrough, I'll add memes and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably when like memes and like little clips of videos and stuff like that will probably start getting added to my videos when I'm not editing my videos, if that makes any sense, because like it's hard to explain why I don't do it now. Maybe I'll start doing it in the future, like I said, but I have no idea if I will or not. I might just keep my videos the way I have them, with like not a lot of big edits that change things. But who knows? I've been thinking about doing it for my Neo series. Like, one of the things I've been thinking about doing with Neo is if I spend a long time fighting a boss, I've been thinking about doing the, like, 6 hours later SpongeBob thing. And, like, I don't know what to do for it. Like, I'm thinking about actually taking a video of it and posting it there. When I was very, very young, I went to Cedar Point. Like, I barely remember it. I know I went there, and I know I went through the water park and stuff like I did some stuff there, but I couldn't tell you specifics because it's been so long. 27 years old. That was 20 years ago for me, basically, when I last went to Cedar Point. Like, boomer. 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 Totally accurate. Battlegrounds tab B. That's the game that I was kind of referencing there because of the videos. Well, see, that's what's funny. It's all a matter of like, you're always gonna have people that disagree. I like all genres of music. I like a lot of different bands. I couldn't say whether or not they're the best of all time.
Dominion is even bigger on Peacock.
Why do they always have to go bigger?
With never-before-seen footage. Jurassic World Dominion, the extended version, streaming now. Peacock. Stream Peacock for just $1.99 a month for 12 months. Limited time offers. Terms apply.
When John Quinn was 10 years old, he testified against his own father.
For a long time, the proudest thing I ever did was send my dad to jail, you know? That was it.
But now, 2 decades later, he's convinced his dad was innocent. His dad and hundreds of others. Conviction, American Panic is out now. Tap now to listen for free on Spotify.
If you make a stitch, you can make an outfit. It makes heads turn, making you trend, literally. And that makes you pause. What are you making next? So you make you a business that you make on Squarespace, which makes you glow up, selling your style, your tips, and your very own fashion line. Because if you can make a stitch, you can make the next fashion empire. Everything to sell anything. Squarespace. Use offer code SPOTIFY for 10% off your website or domain.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, I'm pretty sure this beat actually comes from Grand Theft Auto 4? Like, it just repeats this beat, but I think it still gets claimed by the robot on YouTube. I could be wrong though, because it's supposed to be, the way that it works is it uses a couple of seconds of a popular beat for some of the music that you're hearing right now, right? But because it's not playing over a certain amount of time, it like remixes the music. It's classified as like DMCA safe. So the most that I've ever seen happen so far has been a VOD will get partially muted here and there because of the music that's playing or whatever, right? I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna cut up the dock, and then we're gonna see where I go from there, because we're almost at 2 hours in, and I can only do this so much. This type of stuff is the stuff that I could only do for so long before my brain goes, all right, you're done with this. And not as in like you're done as in you've completed the project, but you're done as in like, I can't do any more, brain. Or body, I should say, because the brain's technically the one that's talking right now. Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the brain. Pinky and the brain, brain. Watch that cartoon? I grew up on that cartoon. That shit was funny. Same thing that we do every day, Pinky. Take over the world! Or plot to take over the world, or whatever he says. Yeah, it just sucks that you can't like put it in the middle and it to actually work in the way that it should, because it should be creating a water source. Well, I say should, but the way that it's actually working is technically there's certain water that's not quantified as a source block. Like, it's not created as a source block. Like, the block below this is not technically a source block, even though water's coming from it in a source way, right? Like, it's hard to explain. Like, it's not a true source block. It's like a partial source block, whatever. Like right there, how I can't get water from there. I can't get water from there because it's not a source block. And I can't get water from everywhere else because it's the source block surrounded by source blocks, which make a source block. And that's kind of how the like, if you make a source block in this game, what it's going to do is be able to make other source blocks. But it's different. Like, there's a part of me that's worried that when I go fishing in this area, it might be weird and not be classified as a proper area to fish from. But there's another part of me that's thinking, no, I'm pretty sure it'll work as an actual, like, fishing area, but we'll find out soon enough. Like, we just got a little bit more to do right here. Look at this. I know it's a lot more than a little bit, or it's a little bit more than a little bit, if that makes any sense. Oh, I got completely distracted. You guys are still talking about the music. My apologies. I like country. I listen to classical sometimes, like Beethoven and Bach and stuff like that. Hip hop. Sometimes I'll listen to rap. The rap, it's very hit or miss with me for rap music, because like, I like the rap music where they're actually rapping about something more than like blasting this, blasting that, getting bitches. Like, that type of rap that doesn't have any like physical, like not physical, but like actual meaning to it, is the type of rap that I'm not at all into.
There are over 140 million households in America, and at Cove, we believe that every single one of them deserves to feel secure. So we designed the first affordable, professional-grade home security system. It's easy to order, easy to install, and easy to operate, with faster response.
Electronic I've listened to.
Top customer-rated system on the market, so now everyone can feel safe, no matter where they call home. Order today and get 50% off your customized
Video game soundtracks are some of my favorite.
No signal? No problem. With Premium, you can open up a new world of listening possibilities. Download and play what you want to hear wherever you go offline. And with ad-free music listening, it's easier to stay in the zone without audio interruptions. Get 1 month of Premium free. Hit the banner to learn more.
Look at you.
Man, am I tired.
Yeah, your business. Whether you have 2 employees or 2,000, your voice can reach as broad or as narrow of an audience as you need, and connect with them where visual media can't. Try it today at adstudio.spotify.com or tap the banner to learn more.
Yeah, sometimes the explicit music is a quote unquote negative for me as well, right? Like I could listen to it sometimes, but sometimes it's like, all right, are there any actual words to this song, or is it just gonna be you being filthy mouth for 3 minutes? Like like sometimes I'll cuss. It's just how my vernacular is. Just because I cuss a lot doesn't mean I want to listen to a lot of cussing, which is, I guess you could say, technically hypocritical if you think about it, because what if other people don't want to listen to cussing and here you are cussing? This is partly a joke, partly because it's like something I literally just thought of as I was talking there. Well, if people don't want to like hear me cuss, fuck them. But in all, like in real talk, it's just part of my vocabulary, my vernacular. Yeah. I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, stuff like that. That is a skeleton under the water. Look at this poor bastard. Didn't know what hit him. It's some, like, it's good to hear how many people still listen to some of the music that like I've listened to in the past and stuff like that. This is a little bit hard to explain, a word to explain, but in my mind it's nice to know that people still listen to music that's starting to get older and older and older, you know? Like, I know there's newer bands and there's newer music that's coming out, and I listen to that stuff too. But there's something about the older classics that it's gonna be difficult for anything to really, like, stand out, you know? Like, stuff stands out today, don't get me wrong, but like, my go-to music isn't a lot of new stuff when I'm listening to music on my own, like when I'm writing a story or when I'm working on some things. I won't listen to the new stuff. I'll listen to the stuff that I've heard a million times. What? What? This is the first time I'm hearing about this type of music. I have a tendency not to listen. That's like the one type of genre of music that I don't listen to. Like, and there's nothing nothing against this type of music. It's just weird that the genre's named the way that it is. Like, it's I don't know how to explain it. But again, it's nothing against the music that's being played or what have you. It just, I just don't listen to it. And that's like one of the few things that I don't. Sure. this is the one time where there's a part of me that's like, man, I wish I had, like... There's like, been a couple times where I've been like, man, creative mode would be nice right about now. But then, when I complete the project that I'm working on, I'll look at it, and I'll go, I did that. I did that by myself, without creative mode, without cheats. You know, and I feel it's this sense of satisfaction that it's a good feeling, you know? There's no whales in this game. I hope that goes away. I hope maybe it's coming from over there. And it's not like glitched out anywhere and technically still flowing. Oh, no, yeah, no, I'm just saying. Like, sometimes I like to explain stuff. Sometimes I over-explain things. But I do love explaining, because I try to explain what I explain in such a way to where anybody could understand what I'm trying to say, or the point I'm trying to make, or what have you, right? Like, because I know there are some individuals that have explained things that I haven't understood. Like I'll watch a tutorial and I'll have to find a different tutorial about what I'm trying to learn how to do, because they were talking way too technical, or they were explaining things in a way to where they had this assumption that you had some previous knowledge, and that's all well and good for people, like for a lot of people, because a lot of people that are watching what they're watching are watching it because they have a basic knowledge. But some people like me are watching it because what we're trying to figure out how to do isn't as basic as we originally thought it was, and as a result, they have no idea how to do what they're trying to do, even when they watch a tutorial, because the person that's telling them what to do is telling everybody who's semi-experienced with this, because you kind of have to be semi-experienced with this, the thing in question, in order to do what you're trying to do. I may have lost you there. I apologize if I did, because I started to lose myself in that whole conversation there. So we're gonna move on to something else, because I've lost whatever the hell I was just talking about. This happens sometimes. especially when I'm tired. Good beef jerky.
Streaming or vinyl? Pop or classic rock? Electric or acoustic? I've always been the kind of person who loves knowing what my options are. And when it comes to treatment options, I'm no different. That's why I'm talking to my doctor about Vumerity, diroximel fumarate, as a possible treatment option. Vumerity is a pill, and on my list to ask about.
Well, it happens to me sometimes when, like, I'm hurting. I just got off of a rough day at work, and like
There are over 140 million households in America, and at Cove,
I need to de-stress and medicate,
one of them deserves
and I
to feel secure. So we designed the first
420 it up, and yeah,
home security system. It's easy to order.
helps with having conversations that you quickly lose track of.
Response times. No wonder Cove is the top customer-rated system on the market. So now everyone can feel safe,
Yeah,
no matter where
like I
you
said earlier, I went and
50% off your customized system.
did that
Get started
walk-in
at
cooler thing,
homesmart.com.
and
Hi,
I
welcome
spent
to
about
the
4 hours doing that.
Oh, our Astra's free checking is always free to open and never requires a minimum balance.
Really? Never. Like never ever?
Yep, never ever.
That's actually fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you for banking with Huntington.
Learn more at huntington.com/checking. Welcome to Huntington.
That's kind of aggravating how this is working out the way that it is. But at the same time, I can't be too bothered. I am going to have to go to sleep tonight, because if I don't, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have to deal with some entities. And I don't feel like dealing with any bullshit right now. Hey, if you end up falling asleep, that's alright. Are you like watching on your phone or your tablet in your bed? Because in all honesty, sometimes I'll do that. I'll put a stream on when I'm laying in my bed and I'll go to sleep. It's all good. It's all good if you do. I'll still be here rambling. Because the way I make this type of content is I make this type of content in such a way to where nobody could be watching live, but I'll still be talking for the most part. Because this goes up on YouTube and people could be watching on YouTube. You know what I mean? So the way that I make this stuff is I make this in such a way to where, yes, I'm focused on Twitch and I'm focused on Twitch chat. But at the end of the day, this is going up on YouTube. And I want there to be like continuous conversation type of a thing, you know? So people could be engaged no matter what. Because there also could be some people that are lurking in the Twitch chat, right? Like some people that are just chilling and listening to me ramble and what have you, and that's all good. I like rambling. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's one of the reasons why I put music I put music on when I'm playing this game, because sometimes I'll be like focused into what I'm doing, and I'm like, right now I'm quiet. I'm very quiet, so I want there to be something going on in the background. Because sometimes it's not anything to discuss. Like, it's just like, yep, I'm cutting logs in the water that I just placed. And if I get a set of water that's messed up, I need to plug it with water and then keep cutting the wood. Nice. How is that game? I've watched a little bit of like Summit 1G play it. But a lot of what I watched was when he, like, it wasn't that I planned to do this, but a lot of the time I was watching was when Summit was doing a lot of their tucks and trying to steal people's treasure and stuff like that. I'm collecting all this birch because this is a lot of wood to let go to waste. That look at the camera was for Yuri, who's currently going to bed or whatever they said they were doing. Because, damn you for making me lose out on that little bit of birch wood. Damn you! Nice! Nice! Sometimes it's so difficult to find a PvP game for the ones that you want to play with, right? Because there are some PvP games that people just will not enjoy. Like me and Warzone. I don't enjoy that game anymore. I haven't played it for so long. Maybe I should give Warzone another shot. Mm-hmm. I definitely understand that. The games like the Cycle Frontier and Escape from Tarkov are definitely not for everybody. You have to have a particular like mindset, and you almost got to have like, I'm gonna say that this is half a joke, half I'm being serious. You almost have to be like have some masochistic tendencies, because it's like you're going into the game with really decked out gear. It might have taken you a lot of time to get it, right? And then you have like, I lost the hammer. I got the hammer for free, right? Because I lost the hammer in the Cycle Frontier. And what the hammer is a very, very strong revolver. And I just got it from the Fortuna Pass, basically a battle pass for the Cycle Frontier. And all the guns you can get, like you can get the guns for free through the battle pass. It's the cosmetics and stuff like that that you have to buy the battle pass for, pretty much. Which, the first game I used the hammer in, I basically fell to my death. I was forced to fall to my death because somebody who was up against me shot me with a sniper, did 50% damage. I tried to jump off of an area onto another area, but I missed the area I was going for and fell to my death. But here's the thing, without getting any more loot, I ran immediately to go back into the area that I dropped in, because there's two maps. There is Bright Sands and Crescent Falls. I died at Crescent Falls. Which, fall damage death at Crescent Falls, if you know that's not surprising. Like, for people who play that game, and they know about Crescent Falls, they're like, ah, failure death, gotcha. Anyways. I was able to get back into the server and get my blue set of armor, but I couldn't find my hammer. And like, I am 99% positive that it wasn't looted, because it wouldn't make sense for it to be looted, or to not be looted, because it's blue armor, which is pretty, it's like got 27 armor, maybe? It's got really good armor, basically, right? Like, that, and I had a blue backpack, and everything was still there, except the hammer, which is an epic gun. So it goes common, uncommon, rare, epic, and then, like, mythic or legendary, or both. There's mythic, then legendary, or some shit like that. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Damn. I know I would have been pissed if that happened to me. I would have been in... Ooh, well, maybe not now, because I'm starting to understand that the game has a couple of problems that you just can't win against. It sucks and it annoys me and I'll bitch about it, but in hindsight, it's like, eh. Wipe's about to happen. It's all good. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyway, because you're gonna lose all your shit to begin with, and you gotta earn it back up. Unfortunately, a lot of people are gonna stop playing the cycle on start of season 2 because the wipe. Maybe I'm overestimating or underestimating how it is because of how Escape from Tarkov is the same way. But I don't know, I have this feeling that a lot of people, when they first started playing Escape from Tarkov, like, no matter what season they play it, it'll be their first and only season, because when they get back in next season and realize they lost everything, even if they knew they were going to lose everything, seeing is different from experiencing. Or, like, hearing about it, like, oh, you're going to lose all your shit, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to lose all my shit, whatever, I'm prepared for that. And then they lose all their shit, and they're like, oh, this is dumb, I'm not dealing with this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to show up for the first couple of weeks. I would bet money, new season comes, so many people are going to be playing that game when it first drops, season 2. Right? Then it's going to peter out pretty fast. They're going to have a couple of Twitch events or something like that where they're going to have drops, and a bunch of people show up during the drops because they're watching people play the game, so then they want to play the game that they're watching, and because it's a free-to-play game, they'll get it. And they'll play it just so they could check out the drops. If not, like, so I know there are some people out there that have gotten games just because there are drops in that game and they want to see what the drops are like. Exactly. Like, the people who I'm coming across now are people that, like, I'm starting to get killed by the same people, or I'm starting to go by the same people, because the people that are playing now are like the die-hard, hardcore hardcore players, you know? Ugh. Yeah, I have a tendency to hide my mic and mute myself when I'm gonna blow my nose, because that is not a very pleasant sound. You know? And the shutting my little cam window thing, I do that because, I don't know. I try not to subject... So if I don't... Like, the reason I have a tendency not to eat on camera, like, I'll snack on camera now, like, I'll eat this on camera, but I won't, like, eat a full dinner on camera, is because, for some odd reason, I don't like watching other streamers or YouTube people eat a dinner. So I try not to subject my viewers to stuff that I dislike, and I personally don't, even though I blow my nose myself, I try and do it away from other people because I don't like watching people blow their nose. Yeah, well, it's a new game too. Basically, look at it this way. The brand new MMO that comes out is going to have issues. You know? This isn't really the same thing, but of course it's going to have... Path of Exile, when it first came out, it had a lot of issues, I bet. Right? Exactly. Exactly. We're what you would classify as a different breed of gamer. Right? We're the type of gamer that we're like, oh, you have to put how many hours into this game before you can get this piece of equipment? That sounds about right. Okay, let's do it. You know, we're the type of jackasses that are so stubborn, so hard-headed, that, like, when we bash our head against the metaphorical brick wall that is a difficult video game, the brick wall will come down. Like, you got your Dark Souls, you got the Miyazaki games, the Dark Souls, Elden Ring, stuff like that, right? And those are games that I rage at. I'm not very good, in all honesty. I am not very good at a Souls-like game. I'll die a couple, like, I've already marked almost 200 deaths throughout my Neo playthrough. And that is my second time playing Neo, right? The first time I played it on the PlayStation 4 on stream. This time I'm playing it on the PC, and I have all the DLC because it was all free through Epic. But, like, even after playing through the game and knowing the difficulty of certain areas and knowing the patterns, because in those types of games, having knowledge of the boss pattern is like 80% of a battle in a Dark Souls game. If you know what the boss is doing, you win 80% of the time, right? And there is some shit that I have dealt with in a Dark Souls game. Well, look at it this way. This is the way that I look at it. So, to all the new players that are going to play the Cycle Frontier, the players that are only going to play it for 2 weeks every season, I thank you for coming back. Not only because it's cool to see people still get into a game they may not like 100%, but to play it for a little while, and because you're making some of my loot runs that much better. I tried to keep a straight face the entire time, but I couldn't. Real talk though, I do like it when people will, like, play a game every new season that drops, if even they only play it for, like, a day. Because it's like, that's nice, you know? They like the game, but they obviously don't have the time or the desire to put a ridiculous amount of time in it. Honestly, the amount of time that you would need to put into it to get to the level that some of these players you see get to, right? Me, it's not amount of time, because I'm not the best at video games. When you watch me stream a game, you're not watching for the skill most of the time. Like, sometimes I'll do some badass things. I'll do something really cool, right? Like how in Metal Gear Solid, I'll hit somebody with a tranquilizer gun from 100 or so meters away. Like, that's awesome, right? Like, I hit him right in the head first shot, right? Knock him out from a mile away. That's awesome. And of course, a little bit, like a majority of that has to do with skill. But honestly, more of it has to do with, like, I've attempted it so many times that I kind of have the mental know-how of, like, how the tranquilizer dart's gonna drop when it drops, when I have, like, when it gets to 40 meters, how it starts dropping at that point, more than, like, you have to make adjustments higher and higher to hit him in the head. But still, fun. And that's why I play a game. Because I'm having fun with it, not because I'm winning. Of course, winning does help you have fun with a game, right? I'm not going to deny that. But I'm not playing the game to win, even though that does help me have fun. I'm primarily playing the game to have fun. This is what I was talking about when I said I don't have to worry about creeper killing. Look at this shit. Look at it. A lot of bones, a lot of arrows, a lot of enchanted things that I'm probably never going to use, and gunpowder.
Your family, your neighbor's family, for families of all species, for beach-chair sitting families, and paddleboard standing families, for families that like to camp outside, and the ones that would rather museum inside. We got plenty of them to choose from. For mountain hiking families, and would rather hang out by the pool resort going families. Come to think of it, that's more my speed. So, in conclusion, Virginia has all sorts of things your family could love. So, come love it for yourself.
You're listening to the Midnight Demon Club on Spotify today.
Yeah, the PvP is really hype. So the kid's allergic to cats? Because there's no way the kid's just sneezing because of the cat. You'd have to be allergic to him to be sneezing like that. Or allergic to something that the cat's carrying. Like, not the dandruff, whatever that's called. Dander? Whatever the hell it is. But yeah, I like the cycle grind as well. It's something that, like, I'm excited to continue with, and tonight, I might not do but a couple of runs, if that. I might literally just log in, collect my daily stuff, and then log out, because I'm tired. And it's not a tired of, like, I'm not going to play a game after that. It's tired of, like, I don't know if I have the mindset in order to PvP right now. Like, I could play that, but only if I do, like, the basic of basic runs. Wow. Come on now. Yeah, this coming up season. Same. I want to do all the missions, and I want to do all. I want to try and upgrade my quarters fully. I'm not gonna be able to do it this season. I don't think, at least. Like, I might be able to start killing some crushers soon. But in order to get the things that I need to kill, like, a bunch of crushers and all kinds of stuff. I like the float mechanic. I remember when I was playing this a long time ago, everything would just fall to the bottom of the ocean. But now, like, a majority of things float for a while before they start to sink. I like that. If they sink at all. No, I've never been falsely accused of anything. I know somebody who has, like IRL in real life, and yeah, it is fucked up. No, and like just for the person who knows the person who's been falsely accused, it doesn't feel good. I can't imagine how the person who has been accused of the thing they didn't do feel, you know? Because the thing is, how I'm so sure of it, as I was there at the time that this person is saying certain things went down that didn't go down, and it's like, this is 100% utter bullshit. What you're saying is bullshit. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can't be mistaken because of this, like, I was there, you know? Fucked up.
Do you sleep too well? Do you find yourself unafraid to go in your creepy basement? Are you too comfortable in the dark? Then come to Hollow Weekend to Cedar Point and fear scare back into you. On select nights, September 15th through October 30th, we'll frighten you so bad you'll never turn the lights off again. Side effects may include sore throat from screaming, elevated heart rate, fear, hiccups, anxiety, hives, sweaty palms, and raised neck hair.
Hollow weekends won't last, so hurry and get tickets at cedarpoint.com.
Did you hear about the house at the end of the block? AT&T fiber just came to the neighborhood, and I heard they
Okay.
So you mean they're gigillion? Yeah, and they can stream at hyper-gig speeds with no data caps? I heard they put smart devices everywhere.
Well, I heard they turned their garage into a gaming center.
I heard they've gone VR.
It's them.
Hi, ladies. Brunch this weekend? Sure.
Thought you hated brunch.
I do, but I really want to check out that VR set.
AT&T Fiber is here. Now you can live like a Canadian. Check availability at att.com/switch to fiber. Limited availability in select areas.
I'm the Applebee's genie, here to grant you one.
I wish I had all-you-can-eat boneless wings.
Wait, that's your wish?
Yeah, no, that's my wish.
But you can already get all-you-can-eat boneless wings at Applebee's.
Really?
Yep, and you can choose from 6 savory sauces. Oh, did I mention the endless fries?
Sweet. Then I wish I was at Applebee's.
All you can eat is back with endless boneless wings for $12.99. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Dine in only for a limited time. Price and participation varies. No substitutions. Excludes Cheetos flavors. Offer valid per person per order.
I hate commercials like that. Like, bullshit. You're not gonna bring forth a genie and then wish for something like that. Like, it's supposed to be a comedy thing, but all I can think is that's pure sheer stupidity. Like, if you want to do a selfish wish, order for money, or like wish for wealth or something like that, right? Like, if you can't wish for people to be like straight up with people, other people, and not be assholes all the time, then do a better selfish wish than like what you're saying you're wishing for, because I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna wish to teleport somewhere like that. Fucking commercial like that actually, like, makes me not want to go to that location. Applebee's, was it? It's hard to want to go there now because I'm frustrated at that advertisement. And I'm half joking, but I'm also, like, serious. You know? Like, I'm annoyed And I'm associating that annoyance with Applebee's, not with the unnamed person who made the fake wish. You know what I mean? Oh boy. I would want to see screenshots, and even then, sometimes you can fuck with screenshots. Well, I've heard no issues about you, so you're good, you know. I don't get that. If people are annoyed by another person, don't try and take that annoyance out in a way like that. You know? Like, because I know there are people out there that aren't gonna get along with everyone, right? Like, there are people out there that will fucking hate me. I know that. I understand that. Whatever. But for whatever reason you despise me so, don't take it out on me with lies. You know what I mean? Like, that was for example. There are some people out there that do actually do stupid shit like that. I'm obviously not saying that, but there are people out there that would. I don't get why people would do that. I don't get why anyone would do that. So I couldn't tell you. You seem to have no motivation to want to do something like that, but I don't know. Right? Again, I'm not saying that this is just me doing the metaphorical situation of like, I believe you when you say you didn't do it. To the same extent, I would be able to... Wait, how do I word this? To the same extent as in, like... From what I've known, what I've seen of you, and what I've heard of you so far, it doesn't line up, if that makes any sense. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying anything bad against the person that you're talking about. Also, don't use names. I appreciate you not saying names too, but yeah, don't. I'm glad you're not been talking specifics. That's like one of the things. Appreciate that. Because for me, if there are individuals out there that I dislike, I don't say who that individual is by name, right? Especially if they're like a streamer, right? I'll describe what it is that this individual in question would do or does that makes me be like, towards them. But like, I'm not gonna say who they are, because that's just like needless drama and stuff like that. But I do talk specifics, like I say a specific name of a streamer that I watch when I talk positive about them, if that makes any sense. And it's weird because I don't consider something like that hypocritical or anything like that. Some people might, and I guess I could get where they're coming from in that case, but at the same time, it's like, it's one of those situations where technically streamers on this, like, it's one of those weird technicals where it's like, yes, but not really, but yes, if that makes any sense, wherein the people that stream on this platform are technically my coworkers. I absolutely hate you so much, game. Like, really? Really? Did you see what it did to me? Did you see what it did to me? The last one that I broke open was the one that was messed up. Versus game. I can get gunpowder easily. I think this water's technically glitched out because it's making the sound that water is flowing when water most assuredly is not flowing. So that's a water source that counts itself as a water source, actually. Neat. I was worried that it was gonna do that weird flow issue. Need to put more of this wood away. And we're almost done. We're like right there. See, the flow is like there. Hopefully it'll get fixed when I do what I'm about to do over there. Oh man, this is taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Yeah, I kind of want to play Stranded Deep, so I'm probably gonna log into the cycle, get my like daily drops and stuff like that, but I'm probably not gonna play it long enough to switch title and stuff like that and make a marker for it. Which is weird. It'll be like the first day in a long while that I haven't played it if I don't play it tonight. But I'm like a combination of tired and wanting to catch up what I did in Stranded Deep, but I don't know. I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna switch to Stranded Deep at all.
Do you find yourself unafraid to go in your creepy basement? Are you too comfortable in the dark? Then come to Hollow Weekend to October 30th, we'll frighten you so bad you'll never turn the lights off again. Side effects may include sore throat from screaming, elevated heart rate, fear, hiccups, anxiety, hives, sweaty palms, and raised neck hair.
Hallow weekends won't last, so hurry and get tickets at cedarpoint.com.
They say to truly understand someone, you must walk a mile in their shoes. Well, at Lexus, we designed the ES with you in mind every step of the way.
I don't get that.
From legroom in the back to positioning the touchscreen close to you in the front. Reflection of you. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
2022.
Yeah, I don't know.
2021-2022 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021.
I don't understand why people say the things that they say sometimes. Like, what's the point of making up a story? Oh, because I have the I have subtitles turned on. And the reason it shows the sounds like that is because if you notice, you'll see the arrow. See the arrow right there? That's pointing to the left. And it says swimming. I have that set up the way that I do because sometimes I'll be playing and I won't hear something, like a creeper sneaking up behind me or something like that. And that'll allow me to be like, okay, I know where this is coming from, or I know how to deal with this issue. It's something that I noticed certain speedrunners using. And I thought about it, I'm like, wow, that's actually, like, outside of what it's actually used for, which is awesome what it's actually used for, it's pretty useful. Because with subtitles on, you could play this game with no audio. Chat does kind of go right over top of it, though, when anybody talks. That happens sometimes. That's the one downside about beef jerky. The strands of the jerky will, like, get stuck on my teeth and stuff like that. I mean, that's one of the things that I proudly boast about. It's gonna, like, there's not much I would shy away from talking about. There's not anything I would technically shy away from talking about, but there are certain subjects that we won't talk about for obvious reasons, right? If they, basically, if a topic or a subject will break TOS, we won't talk about it, right? But, like, I think this is a good way for some people to be able to discuss certain things that are bothering them. You know, get it off their chest in what I would like to consider a healthy way. Instead of just holding on to something that just festers and stews and makes the mindset worse. Right? That's why I play video games. I play video games because these are my outlets, right? Holy shit, we're almost done.
Introducing the first ever all-electric Chevrolet Equinox. Offers sleek design and massive display screen with the functionality and versatility you would expect in an SUV without compromise. It's the total package made affordable. Explore places you've never been with the first ever all-electric Equinox. Confident, capable, and made for the everyday. Click to find out more. Learn more at www.chevy.com/EquinoxEV. 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV2 RS. Limited availability starting fall 2023. Full lineup available starting spring 2024.
Buy a bag of Hill's Pet Nutrition. Help feed a shelter pet. Buy another bag of Hill's Pet Nutrition. Help feed more shelter pets. Buy Hill's. Help feed shelter pets. Buy Hill's. Help feed shelter pets. Every time you feed
Why could you not have just been done?
shelter pet in need, helping them
You had to get the last laugh, didn't you, Water?
adoptable. Science did that. Visit hillspet.com/radio or tap the banner to learn more.
And now the water flowing sound is gone. Hold on, we gotta look at it. We gotta go up and look at it because while I'm done with the lake, there's a couple more things that I want to do. But for the time being, we could empty all these buckets. I'm so excited. Like, I'm actually hyped up right now. Yes, I do have a Discord. Exclamation point links, like so. Right? It doesn't matter which one you click on. All my links are streamer links. It'll have links to my YouTube, both my archive and my main, Twitch for people who watch on YouTube, because I have that set up. Like, all my links are streamer links for the links in the description below for YouTube videos. There's the Discord there. There's quite a few sites. There's like some referral links to some survey sites that I use and stuff like that. So, like, for people that live in the North American region or wherever those survey sites will work for them, if somebody signs up using the link in all my links or streamer links and then they do surveys, I basically get points for that. And no, that technically isn't a sponsor. No, it's not technically, it's not a sponsor. It's just the way that they have it set up. It's like one of those quote-unquote gimmicks. It's not a gimmick, but it's a gimmick. You know what I mean? So, the reason I'm picking this stuff up is I'm about to... Well, I'm going to look up there first and show all y'all what I can accomplish. Or what anybody could accomplish, in all honesty, if they, are prepared for a grind and a half. Because it took me, I think, 12 hours in total to do this by hand in this mode. In survival mode, with no cheats, no off stream. I didn't work on it off stream or anything like that. The only thing that I do off stream is I fish, AFK fish, or fish at the docks for loot, and that's it. Everything else I've done on stream. Look at that. Look at what I did. To make it even more impressive, right? Hold on a minute. Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second. When the hell did I start this? Hold on, give me a second. Trying to find this thing. I think this is it. I want to show like a before and after type thing.
If you're thinking, I would go to yoga.
My apologies for the delay here. I'm trying to find a good image of... I know I have one.
If you're also thinking, but my yoga mat is kind of embarrassing, Sierra says, yoga mats for less. And if you're still thinking, but Elaine Nelson will be there and I haven't seen her since my kid bit her kid on the calf, well then we say, maybe just do Pilates. Sierra, let's get moving to your local store, like now. Go!
So why'd I use Indeed to look for a new job?
Hold on.
Because I'm not just looking for the right job. I'm looking for the right culture. For me, there's nothing more important than the company you keep. Especially when it comes to work.
That's why Indeed helps those promising themselves a better work culture to build a better resume, negotiate a better salary, and get a better job.
Because whatever your promise, Indeed's got the tools to help you fulfill it.
This is the sound of Scented Pure Food. It's more than a bowl of pet food. It's nutrition that changes lives. It's the sound of healthy, happy pets. Not just in your home, but in shelters across the country. Because feeding your pet Hills helps feed shelter pets. Science did that. Hills Pet Nutrition. Buy the bag that gives back. Visit hillspet.com/giveback or tap the banner to learn more.
Nope. So, maybe not the best image what I got, but this is what the best I could do. Okay. So, I'm going to go to this side of the screen because we've got, look at this image, right? Now, look what was there. Now look what's not there. Hopefully the game's not messed up now. But yeah, I came back down here because you go down a couple of layers here. And the only reason this is as possible as it is because the Neptunian pickaxe is the way that it is underwater, right? Otherwise, we would not be doing this nearly as fast as we currently are. We don't really need the stone, the regular stone. But the andesite, not that it's marble, but marble and granite, dorite and granite, and stuff like that is stuff that we kind of want, you know? Not really necessary to do this, I don't think. But I want to. No! Damn it. Probably not going to dig up more layers than this one, for now, at least. There's also another part of me that's like, I should probably get some smooth stone set up, or some stone set up, so I can cover some of the massive holes that are going to happen, make it look flat. There's another part of me that's like, screw it, just leave it. The main reason I'm doing this is, like I said, because of the andesite, dorite, granite. We're getting a bunch of it right now, that, and we're also kind of shrinking this down to the floor level of what I'm going to call the riverbed. Okay.
On September 21st,
The rest of it seems to be just stone.
the award-winning Abbott Elementary returns.
I'm just so happy to be back. Why is a man cooking ribs in my parking spot? What is happening? It's game day, baby.
And school is back in session.
Summer's supposed to be over. Are we sure this AC is on?
Oh, it is on. Mr. Johnson. Yeah, they're both on emphysema.
Abbott Elementary, season premiere Wednesday, September 21st on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I want to get the sand. The dirt, not so much. And the gravel. Crap, need to go to bed. Alright, so now that we're basically done, we gotta start on this. We gotta start on the Dock City itself, but I will save that for another day because right now I'm done with this game. So I'm gonna do the ending spiel for YouTube and Twitch highlight watchers, and then I'm gonna switch over to Stranded Deep after just doing my login stuff for the cycle. I need to organize all this crap, and I need to fix how this is set up, actually. Because if I wanted to actually get oxidized, I need to move it 4 blocks apart. Hopefully this will work.
From the moment it hit my tongue, it's like my senses were strapped to a high-powered rocket. But the rocket was made of a memory foam pillow. Then, just like that, I was ready to start my morning. That's the thing with Philadelphia cream cheese. You don't just taste it, you feel it.
Hey Spotifyers, click or tap the banner to listen to Happy Hits. Hits to boost your mood and fill you with happiness. Brought to you by the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless Card. Expand your world. Go boundless.
Hi, welcome to Huntington.
Hi, I'm calling about the asterisk free checking from your commercial. How long does the free trial run before fees start?
Oh, our Asterisk free checking is always free to open and never requires a minimum balance.
Really? Never.
Yeah, I think it works.
Never ever?
Yep, never ever.
That's actually fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you for banking with Huntington.
Learn more at huntington.com/checking. Welcome to Huntington.
Within minutes of putting one down, it already has ticked over. Wow. One is already fucking green. Cool. Alright, yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to see how the oxidized looks. And I think it looks pretty good. The green, anyways. Fun fact, guess what I'm going to have to do? That's right. I'm going to have to get honeycomb. How do I get honeycomb? Well, I'm going to have to look up how to do a bee hive. I'll figure that out later. In the meantime, that is going to be it for me for the time being for you, YouTube and Twitch highlight watchers. So, for those of you that are new here, if you haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel as well as my main channel. Links should be down in the description below through all my links or streamer links if you're watching on YouTube, or exclamation point link, like I talked about earlier, for access to those sites. It will take you on over to all of my associated sites, be it, like I said, the aforementioned YouTube and Twitch. Be sure to follow me over there and catch me when I go live at 6 p.m. EST EDT every single day, at least for the year of 2022, where I'm doing a one-year challenge to just go live for at least an hour every day for this year. There's an invite link to the community Discord you can use to catch me on all of my associated sites, right? Wait, no. There's a community link where there's a link to the community Discord where you can always get the most accurate notifications whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be late, outside of like a half hour, a little bit late or early outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late. Finally, right? Anyways, whatever else catches your fancy as well as the previously mentioned. And until next time, YouTube and Twitch highlight watchers, take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.